were maybe months ago, maybe a year ago, and experiencing the feeling that hair loss creates. And for so many, it's a feeling of lack of confidence. You almost feel debilitated. When we think about our crowning glory, and that's what we call it, our crowning glory, it's our hair. And when I say to you, 30 million women experience hereditary hair loss. I mean, the number is staggering. So you're not alone if you're among that 30 million count. What is the good news today is that there really is something that can be done about it. We have the Hairmax Ultima 9 Hair Growth Laser Comb. I'd love for you to call me right now, 1-800-395-1601. That's the number if you would like to speak live on the air. What this is, it is the first medical device FDA cleared to promote hair growth for certain degrees of hair loss in both men and women. And ladies, as women, for us in particular, when we start to experience that, it really can wreak havoc with how we feel about ourselves. So if there is something that can be done, wouldn't you want to have it? Wouldn't you want to know more about it? That's what we're going to do in the next 60 minutes. We're going to share with you all of the information about this important tool. So let me introduce you to the Director of Clinical Research for Hairmax, our good friend Randy Vielecki. Hi,
Leah, how are you?
It's great to see you. Wonderful to have you here.
Well, thank you.
Well, I love today. And we're talking about it as the ultimate beauty guide, but it's also an opportunity to really share a lot of great information. And with Hairmax in particular, when I say that number, 30 million women experience hereditary hair loss, it's a staggering number.
It's a staggering number. And, and women think that if they're suffering from hair loss, they think they're alone, number one. That's the first thing. And the second thing they think is there's nothing they can do about it. Being hereditary hair loss, they say, well, my mom had it, my grandmother had it, Aunt Jane had it. There's nothing I can do about it, right? Yeah. But you know what? They didn't have Hairmax.
Right.
And today you have Hairmax.
Well, here's why today is the day, certainly, that you want to get this device. First of all, we're taking advanced orders. Now, the Ultima 9 was just introduced new this month.
August 1st was the exclusive launch.
Yeah, and so we're talking about improved technology and features that we're going to have Randy explain. Over 9,000 orders for the Ultima 9 Hair Growth Laser Comb from Hairmax have been ordered since August 1st, over 9,000. So here's what's happening. We're taking your advanced orders. The advanced order price is $304.90. It is on 5 easy payments. And by the way, I will tell you, that's over $100 less than what you'd spend in the marketplace. Huge value to get it here with QVC. But in addition to being able to get it at an advanced order price, get it on 5 easy monthly payments, we have a 180-day return policy, because Randy's going to not only explain the technology and help us understand how it works and how we're going to use it, but also what you can expect once you get your Hairmax laser comb at home. And because we know it takes time and compliance for you to start to see the results that you want, we have given you time to get it at home, use it to make the determination for yourself. So 180 days. We're talking 6 months.
6 months.
6 month return policy, everybody. So I want you to be well aware of that as we dive into why this has been so popular, why so many of these devices just in this month have been ordered, but on QVC, since its introduction 3 years ago, it has truly changed women's lives. So let's kind of start at the beginning with what it is. What is the device and what is this technology?
What it is, it's an FDA-cleared medical device, and it is indicated to help treat hereditary hair loss and also promote hair growth. That's important to understand. Promote hair growth means it can help regrow hair in men and women with hereditary hair loss. That's a big, strong statement to say.
That is.
Let me show you how easy it is to use it, too. After we charge it, when we get it home, we charge it for 3 hours, and we first press the lower button and the upper button to turn it on. It turns on therapeutic lights, and you don't feel anything with the lights. There's no pain or anything. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna brush it across our scalp 3 times a week for 11 minutes. So I start at my hairline and hold it in place, and when it beeps every 4 seconds, we're just gonna move a little bit. Now, what's unique about the Hairmax, it has this patented hair parting teeth. And Leah, if you look, see how those teeth are getting in there? they're getting the hair out of the way so that light energy can go to the scalp.
Okay.
That's important because shining the light on your hair doesn't do anything.
Right.
What we're doing is we are treating the scalp to encourage those hair follicles to come alive, wake up, and start growing again.
Wow, yeah. And I have to tell you, I mean, you can see the process itself in terms of what you have to do, relatively easy. And I love that the new technology, you can hear it beeping.
Yes.
So it lets me know, because there's a technique, it lets me know when it's time to move to the next area.
Exactly. I'll hold it to my microphone.
Okay.
Right there, you hear that? That means to move it to the next spot. So you hold it in one spot for 4 seconds.
Okay.
And when it beeps, you move it. It's easy to do because it times it for you. You can sit down, you can watch television, put your favorite program on, put QVC on, you can do it reading a book. And what's nice about this too is it's cordless. So if you've got errands that you're running around the house doing, you can use it as you're outside watching the kids. You can use it in front of the kitchen. You can use it anywhere.
That's great. And it simply charges in the cradle.
Charges in the cradle.
It comes with your charging cradle. So when you get it at home, everything that you need, you get your Hairmax laser comb, you're getting the charging cradle. It comes with directions and manual and a quick start guide to get you started. We've got some great before and afters, Randy, because when you show it, I mean, really understanding, first of all, what the tool is and how it works. But let's talk about what it can do.
You know, earlier you said something about life-changing results.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I don't use that word very often, but I truly believe that Hairmax is life-changing. Because if you look like this before picture, if you're suffering that type of hair loss, it debilitates your life.
Sure.
You know, it takes the spring out of your step. It takes your confidence away. You don't want to go outside. And you know, God forbid someone takes a camera out. You hide from a camera because you don't want people to see that thinning hair. But in these after pictures, it's changed their life. It's brought back their confidence. It's brought back that youthful appearance. You know, how much do we all spend on looking younger?
Well, I mean, you know, think about it. And what you find is if it's changing how you're behaving, you know, if your hair loss is changing what you do, maybe you've changed where your part is, or you're pulling your hair, you know, trying to cover, or you're, you're kind of shielding yourself. And if it's changing your behavior, then there is action that you can take. And I think when we see those before and afters, when you saw that before and how much of the scalp was visible, and then after 26 weeks, how much more hair, and that's the key. You said this earlier. Regrowing hair. It's not a cosmetic. It's not a temporary solution. We're talking about a device that was developed to help regrow hair. And there were lots of clinical trials and studies done on the device, correct?
Oh, yeah. I mean, to get an FDA clearance, you just can't stand up and say this is what it does. You have to prove it. So what we did is we went through 7 different clinical studies, and we found 460 men and women to volunteer for these studies. And in these studies, what the doctors did was they marked off a 1 square inch of the scalp. And that's what this represents. This is an animation that represents that.
Okay.
And look on the left, see the thinning areas? So that represents the thinning areas of your scalp.
Okay.
Now, in this clinical research, the doctors counted 129 new hairs per square inch. All right, so that's what that represents in the second picture there. We put 129 new dots. Look how it fills in the thinning areas, right?
Imagine that.
Yeah. Now that's 129 per square inch. You've got dozens of square inches across your scalp. So 129 times dozens is literally thousands of new hairs.
Wow. I mean, so think about that. Exactly. If you know, and depending upon where your hair loss is and what type, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But imagine having that much more hair. So, you know, maybe your ponytail is a little fuller, or that, you know, your hairline begins to return, and all of those things that we experience as we experience hair loss that makes you feel less confident. You get your confidence back. I would love for you to call me, because when I say to you, 9,000 people just in the month of August, and we're just midway through the month of August, have dialed in for the Hairmax Ultima 9 hair growth laser comb. That's in addition to all of the people who've had the previous versions. If that is you and you've benefited, and you know, think how you were feeling 6 months ago, a year ago. If you could share with women out there the difference that this has made for you, oh my goodness, that would be such a help. So please call me, 1-800-395-1601. As a matter of fact, we've got Judy on the phone.
Oh, Judy's on the phone, okay.
Judy, welcome. You're on the air with Leah and Randy from Hairmax. How are you?
Hi, Judy.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you this morning.
It's wonderful to have you with us.
I have the older version.
Right.
And I didn't start using it aggressively until April. I had gotten it and I started a couple times, and then I got sick, and it got put away. So this April, I started using it. I said, I've got to do something. I'm 72. My hair is thinning, as it does when you get older.
Right.
And I remember one of the things that you said is that, if when you comb your hair, you've got a lot of hair coming out, this will end when you start using it. And now when I comb my hair, I get maybe, 2 or 3 strands of hair, and that's it. So my hair is definitely thickening. But I have lupus. I've had it for 20 years or so. And when I first got it, you know how the baby has the little soft red spot on their head?
Yes.
Well, that's what happened to me. And I have a circumference of probably about the size of a silver dollar on the top of my head with bright red, and then I lost all the hair in that circle, and then my scalp is just totally white. So I've always had to try to cover it up. So I thought, well, this is probably not going to work on it because I've had it for so long, and it's disease-related thing, but I'm going to give it a shot. I started this in April. In May, I couldn't believe it. I was looking in the mirror, and I said, my gosh, I've got hair growing out of this. And now the gap is closing. The area is getting smaller because my hair is getting thicker in that spot. So it really, truly works. And so for anyone that's embarrassed about something from their health or thin hair, give it a shot. It is definitely worth it.
Oh, my goodness.
Judy, that's great news.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for
Now,
that.
Judy, we only tested on hereditary hair loss. We're glad it worked for you.
Did.
But
yeah,
yes.
that's why I wasn't sure that it would work. But I thought, well, my hair's thinning, so at least if it thickens it up, that's better than, waking up one morning and not having hardly anything.
Yes, yeah.
And I guess I'm just lucky because it really has been working.
Oh, I'm so glad that you've been pleased. And,
Yes.
and we appreciate you calling. Thank you, Judy.
And I hope that, the people who buy it will find that it will work for them as well. But thanks for bringing this product. You guys, I buy everything at QVC. I don't go to other stores any longer. I don't have to go shopping. In fact, when the UPS man was here yesterday dropping off what else but QVC things, I said, you're going to be seeing me a lot because I just did all my Christmas shopping.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great.
But you give us such wonderful products, and that's the great thing about it.
We're thrilled we can help you with your shopping, and so glad that you called. It was such a pleasure to speak with you this morning. You enjoy the rest of your weekend.
To watch you.
Thanks, Judy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, a couple things. So we do, and I appreciate
Yes.
that you mentioned
Yeah.
that, because what this was tested for was hereditary hair loss. So
yes.
we're not saying if you have a particular medical situation, as Judy described, but we're thrilled that it has worked so well for her.
Yeah.
Something else that she talked about too, Randy,
Yes.
and I'd love for you to speak more about this. She said she heard you describing who this was for and what sorts of things that people perhaps see
Yep.
to help them know, you know what, that's the hair loss that I'm experiencing.
Yes.
The Hairmax is a tool that can be good for me.
Oh, absolutely. It's important to understand who it's for.
Yeah.
Because, it isn't for everybody. I'm glad it worked for Judy, but we only tested on hereditary hair loss, like you said. Now, hereditary hair loss, according to the American Academy of Dermatology, affects 30 million women in North America. So it's a very, very large percentage of the women. And what hereditary hair loss looks like in a woman is you can see the part getting wider, or you can see general thinning throughout the scalp. We clinically tested on the women in that gray shaded area. And what we have to understand is that if you're in that bottom left-hand corner, where you might have waited too long, that was outside of our area of testing because that type of hair loss is too severe for us to get at.
Okay.
Similarly with the guys, we clinically tested with the guys in the gray area. This is the hair loss you see on guys every single day out there, right? The receding hairline or the spot in the back. So if you fit into these charts, or if you look like the before and after pictures, or when we go to the models, we'll talk about some other types of hair loss. This is where the Hairmax is indicated to work. Now also, Leah, we've tested it on skin types, because every FDA-cleared medical device has to be tested on skin types. So we tested it on very, very light white skin types right through the brown skin types. Do you remember we showed that little image before of the dots on the 1 square inch of scalp? Well, when the doctors were counting the hairs, they couldn't count dark hair against a dark skin. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't work for you. It just means we didn't test it in that area. but you've got 180 days to try it.
Yeah,
So.
and you know, that's something else that Judy talked about. She said, I started in April. And
Right.
now we're in August. I mean, 4 months later, and she was talking about what she has seen in just the 4 months. That's the other thing to understand, is you're hearing Randy explain who this is for, what this technology is all about, and if you are someone who is experiencing that hereditary hair loss, and we know how that makes you feel. Your hairline starts to recede, your part becomes a little wider, your hair is a little more thin, you see more in the brush, you're seeing more down the sink, you're seeing more you know, on the countertop. It really can sap your confidence. It really affects how you feel about yourself. And so if there's something that we can do about it, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be so worth it to do just that? Just in the month of August, over 9,000 orders have been placed. Now let me tell you, we brought in for the entire month of August about 12,000. So we now have just about 2,000 of the Hairmax Ultima 9 laser hair combs that we can ship out to you on September 8th. Remember, this is an advanced order. We brought in what we thought would be plenty in time for the month for that advanced order. And now we're down to the final 2,000 that are going to ship on September 8th. And you have a 180-day return policy. So that's 6 months. Get it at home. Use it and see if it doesn't make a difference. That really can, as I said, you know, and not to overstate or exaggerate, but it can be life-changing when you get your confidence back because you see that regrowth of hair. We're going to do this. We're going to take another quick phone call. Say hello to Karen. Karen, welcome to the show. You're on the air with Leah and Randy from Hairmax. How are you?
Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
We're great.
Have you used the Hairmax device?
Yeah, yes, I've been using the Hairmax 7.
Yes.
I started using it like May 22nd, and I went to my hairdresser like 5 weeks after that, and I didn't tell her, but she told me that my hair was fuller than it's ever been.
Wow.
That is great.
It's just amazing.
Wow.
Wow, that is great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Karen,
I've been
have her
using
take a
it
look.
About 12 weeks now.
Yeah. Now, have her take a look, because what she's going to start seeing is not only fullness, but she's going to start seeing new hairs coming in on your scalp.
Yeah, it's really done a great job, and even on the side, it started getting fuller. And I even showed my pastor's wife, and she ordered one the other day.
Oh, great. Okay,
That's
thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, and you said you started using it in May. Your hairdresser noticed.
Yes.
And you, I mean, that's quite an endorsement. When you say to someone else, this tool I've been using, this has been something that's been helpful to me, I want to share that with you too. So, and we appreciate your phone call, because probably there are thousands and thousands of women watching now who are where you were that day you decided to order and give it a try. So I'm thrilled that you called in to share that.
Well, I'm going to get my hair cut today, so I'm going to see what she says today whenever I go.
That's great.
You know what I liked is Karen didn't say anything. Her hairdresser noticed it without Karen even saying anything. So that's really spectacular.
I didn't even tell her.
Oh,
wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your call, Karen.
Well, thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. We have models here. Can we pop
sure.
over, Randy?
Yeah,
and I'd
let's
love
go
for
talk
you
to
to
the
kind
models.
of and kind of walk us through, because we had a chance to talk to both Judy and Karen.
Yes.
And both of them talking about how the Hairmaxes work for them. When we get it at home, what we're going to do and what we can expect.
Okay, the first thing you need to do when you get it home is you need to charge it.
Okay.
Well, actually, the first thing is you need to take the shrink wrap off.
Yes, yes.
Because it comes shrink wrapped. After you take the shrink wrap off, you need to charge it for 3 hours. The beautiful thing about the Ultima 9, it's battery powered. And I also have to say, this is the only place in the world you can buy the Ultima 9. This is exclusive to QVC. It's an exclusive launch here. So charge it for 3 hours. After it's charged, you turn it on by pressing the lower button and the upper button.
Okay.
And as you can see here, you know, Tracy and Carol using the product, they are brushing it over their scalp.
Okay.
They're not brushing their hair,
Okay.
Because your hair grows from the scalp outward.
And so as we're watching, this is
This is Tracy.
Tracy. Hi,
Yes.
Tracy. So because what we're affecting is the scalp. So she basically places the comb on the scalp.
Yes.
And then works her way through.
Exactly. Now, do you
Okay.
feel anything? And there's no heat,
No sensation.
there's no sensation, there's no tingling, there's no pain.
Okay.
So many beauty products, you feel pain with them, right?
That's true.
But not Hairmax. It's therapeutic light energy.
Wow.
And it's very, very easy to use.
Yeah.
Now let's go over to Carol.
Okay.
And Carol's using it here as well.
Okay.
And what we want to do is we showed those charts earlier about hair loss.
Yes.
And what we want to do with ladies, look up in the frontal area here. Is this getting thin on you?
Yeah.
Can you see? Do you have to stop wearing your hair back because you can see that thinning area?
Right.
Well, guess what? The Hairmax can help grow this area back in so it's not as thin anymore.
Wow.
So the Hairmax should be used 3 times a week for 11 minutes, and Carol will show you how to use it here.
Okay.
She's putting it up against her scalp, and you can see that light energy with that hair parting teeth is getting to her scalp. If she's just out here shining it on her hair, that doesn't do anything. The hair doesn't grow out here.
Right.
It grows
From the
in
scalp.
here.
Yeah.
And these hair parting teeth are patented, and they're designed to get that light energy down into that scalp. There's a great picture of it right there.
Yeah.
You can see how that light energy getting in there.
And again, no sensation. It doesn't burn. There's no tingling. There's just basically you're just placing the teeth to your scalp and letting that light energy do its work. Remember, this is an FDA-cleared device to assist with hair growth in certain forms of men and women with certain forms of hereditary hair loss. We have extended our return policy, and that's great to see the ladies kind of showing you how you're going to use this. We're going to pop back over. Let me give you the information too, because I know a lot of you are making your decision. You've heard from 2 of our callers who kind of shared their experience. And if you're saying, that's me, I am that person. I'm seeing maybe that it's a little thinner at the hairline. I'm seeing that my hair isn't as thick, my ponytail isn't as thick as it used to be.
That's another thing that we like to do. We like to do the ponytail test. Ladies, pull your hair back in a ponytail. And when you were in your 20s or 30s, remember how thick that ponytail was? You couldn't even get a rubber band around it, right? It was so thick. But with hereditary hair loss, you lose the hair throughout your scalp. You find it on your clothes, right?
Yeah.
You're picking it out of your brush. It's in the sink. It's on the pillowcase. And what happens with hereditary hair loss, the hair doesn't grow back in, and that ponytail gets thinner and thinner and thinner. But with Hairmax, you can grow that hair back and have that beautiful, youthful look you had when you were younger.
Absolutely. So here's what's happening. We have the Ultima 9. So this is the device that has the latest technology. Again, it's got the timer function that beeps to let you know when you're going to move it from one position of the scalp to the next. It's also got a digital display on the back that also lets you know timing. You simply put it into the charger, let it charge up. We're going to use it 3 times a week. For about 11 minutes.
Yes.
And that's the commitment. Can you imagine a commitment of 11 minutes 3 times a week to regrow hair? I think most of us, if you're experiencing hair loss, hereditary hair loss, you'd probably say, yes, that's a commitment I'm more than willing to make. But here's what I do want you to understand. The Hairmax Ultima 9 laser comb has been very, very popular. It was new, introduced just this month. We brought in 12,000 that we knew we could ship with an advanced order on September 8th. There are 1,800 remaining.
Oh,
That's
boy.
it, that we can ship to you on September 8th. And we expected it would last through the end of August. We're just getting to the middle of August. So let me tell you, not only is it an incredible value because the price that we have here at QVC is an advanced order price, and I will tell you that's hundreds of dollars less than you would expect to spend elsewhere in the marketplace. We put it on Easy Pay, 5 easy monthly payments of $60.98. We have also extended our return policy. You have a 6-month return when you order the Hairmax Ultima 9. And I love that we talked to Judy a little earlier, and she said, I've been using it since April. Our other caller said, I've been using it since May. And I love that her hairdresser was the one to say, oh my goodness, I am seeing the difference in the thickness of your hair. I'm seeing the difference when the hair is starting to regrow. So we're going to head back to the phone in just a moment, but let's just do this. I'd love to show a couple of before and afters, Randy, if we can.
Yeah, let's please do that, because I think before and after pictures really tell the story.
Yes.
The first thing that before and after pictures do is they demonstrate the type of hair loss that we're talking about. You know, this woman in this before picture, you can see that thinning in the part. But look at the top of the picture. Look how big the crown is. You can see right through all of that hair. After 26 weeks, the part has filled in, and that crown has really, really filled in. All of these pictures were done by doctors during our clinical research. These aren't marketing photos. These are clinical photos. And you know, we didn't just do them at any clinical study place around the country. We did them at the major universities that study hair loss. Cleveland Clinic, right?
Really?
You've heard of them, right?
Yes, yes.
University of Miami, University of Minnesota. Look at this before picture on the left. This is where I was talking about. A lot of women get that thinning along that frontal hairline. The hairline right there.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can do about that to cover it up. You know, I know the QVC sells some products that are
powders and sprays
stuff, but not on the frontal hairline.
Yes, exactly.
It's so noticeable.
Yeah.
And if you start to sweat with those powders, they start to.
I know it.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah. So, but you can grow your hair back with this product and not have to worry about it.
Look at her hairline. I mean, when you look at that before picture, and if that's you, if you're saying that's exactly where I'm experiencing the hair loss, my hair is thinning there, I don't pull my hair back in a ponytail anymore, I'm always having to comb it more and more forward. After 16 weeks, that's
Look at that.
dramatic.
That's very dramatic.
Wow.
Like you said, life-changing.
Absolutely.
Really is. And for guys, let's not forget about the guys,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's true.
You know, we talked about the 30 million women. There's also 50 million men out there. And for men, it seems a little bit more socially acceptable for them to have thinning hair. But why?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Why should they?
Yes.
You know, they can do something about it as well.
Yeah.
In this before picture, you can see he's got these fine little, I mean, they're just a little bit more than fuzzy hairs on the top of his head in that before picture. And he is at the scale where he's just within our effective range. Okay, so if you have hair loss greater than this before picture, it might not work for you.
Too far,
but you know, you have 180 days to try it, to give it a shot.
Yeah.
But look at the after picture there, nice full hair growing in.
What we're talking about this morning, and remember, today is your ultimate beauty guide on QVC. It's 24 hours of bringing you the best beauty products, the most innovative technology, and experts like Randy. Randy is the Director of Clinical Research for Hairmax, and we're thrilled when you're here. You answer all of our questions and help people understand, because it can be debilitating when you feel that lack of confidence because you have thinning hair. And so the Hairmax Ultima 9, this is that latest technology. It was just introduced at the start of August. It's so new, we're taking advanced orders. We brought in 12,000 that we knew we could ship to you on September 8th. That's when your advanced order will ship. We are down to our final 1,500 remaining. Of that 12,000 we thought would last the entire month, and many of you are shopping and ordering today. Remember, not only is it an advanced order, you're getting an advanced order price, which is a savings, and you get to pay for it in 5 monthly installments. And one other thing, there's a 6-month return. We've extended the return policy, which is traditionally 30 days at QVC. You have 6 months. It's a 180-day return, because we know it takes time when you're using it correctly. You want to comply with how it's been designed and how it works. We've given you time enough to get it home and see the difference that it can make. We're going to go back to the phone.
Okay.
Say
let's
good
go back
morning
and say
to
Donna.
Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hi,
Welcome.
Donna.
You're on the air with Leah and Randy from Hairmax. How are you?
I'm doing just great today.
Good.
Great.
So have you used the Hairmax device?
Yeah, I bought it maybe 6 months ago because I was going through a lot of stress with my husband's sickness and work and everything. And here's what I have to tell everybody is don't quit using it, because it took about 3 months before I noticed little sprouts coming up, and they're all over my hair now.
Wow.
And I mean, my hair was so thin I couldn't even style it.
Wow.
And I never call into testimonial lines, but this product is so great.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Well, you know,
Had to call in.
that's wonderful. And I love that you share that, Donna, because that's true, Randy, for people to understand it takes time for it to work.
Yeah, like Donna said, you know, it does take time. You know, there's a review up on the Ultima 9 right now, and the person says, I used it for 2 months and it didn't work. Guess what? I'm telling you now, it's not going to work in 2 months. That's why you have...
You are not going to see results in 2 months. And
Right.
so I almost gave up. And then at about 3 months, I wear contacts, and I put my contacts on one morning, and there were sprouts everywhere, especially on the front of my hairline. I just couldn't believe it.
Now, how long are those sprouts now after you've been using it for a few months more?
They're about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch.
Yep. Yeah, hair grows about a 1/2 inch per month.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
but
when you
they
start...
are all over my head. It's not just in the front. It's just that's where I noticed it first.
Right, right, yeah. It'll grow hair all over the scalp. And those hairs will grow in to be just like your full, thick hair, the other hair that you have on your head.
Yeah.
And you know, Donna, what we like about it too is that it works on all hair types and all hair colors. So whether you're blonde, brunette, we had a caller in earlier who had gray hair, you know, working with her hair as well. You can see our models are blonde here. This before and after picture is blonde hair. And it works on curly hair or straight hair, or even if you color treat your hair, that doesn't matter either.
Wow.
And I do color treat my hair.
Okay, see, Donna's a perfect example.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
Let
great.
me ask you this, Donna, because I'll bet, and I love that you shared this earlier, and you talked about some of the life situations that were happening for you, and what was it that made you decide to pick up the phone and give it a try?
It was, I had nowhere else to turn. I couldn't style my hair anymore.
Yeah.
And I've been taking hair vitamins, regrowth vitamin pills and stuff, and I thought, well, why not? And I kept the box and everything because I was thinking it's probably not going to work and I'll send it back in 6 months. But I have thrown the box away and I will never give this thing up.
Oh, that's great.
That's wonderful.
You know, Donna, a lot of people call in and say that they're skeptical that it'll work for them. And I'm sure there's a lot of people watching right now that are skeptical whether it's going to work for them or not. What would your advice to those skeptics out there be?
Do like I did. Buy it. Try it, save the box, and in 4 months, she'll throw the box away.
I love that.
I love it.
That's great. Listen,
yes,
thank
it's
you.
wonderful.
Thank
Donna,
you
thank
so
you for
much
calling in.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
weekend. Bye, Donna.
I just love to hear those stories. I
know.
really, really do. You know, I tell people I've got the best job in the world because we hear testimonials like that all the time. People calling in here, people emailing into our office. It's just nice to hear.
Well, let's do this because I love
Okay.
that Donna talked about the fact she said, use it and you need to use it
Yes.
correctly. We want to show you what's happening because this technology really is what this device is all about. And we've got some animation that explains
Okay.
that.
You know, people say, how can light energy grow hair? Well, you know, light is energy, first of all. And as we age with hereditary hair loss, our follicles get weak. Our hair follicles just kind of wear out and they need a little boost. They need a little shot of energy to get out there and do something about it. And that's what this animation shows, is how that light energy can go into the scalp. And I like to say it wakes up those hair follicles and starts them growing again.
And that's what Donna was describing. And I love that she said, what really was first problem for her and what she was most concerned with was the hairline area. She said, but it's growing on my entire head.
On your entire scalp.
So let's kind of go back, Randy, if we can, kind of start from the beginning, because
Okay.
here's what's happening. Let me just share this with everybody. This device, the Ultima 9, this version of the Hairmax LaserComb, we introduced brand new August 1st. We knew we had 12,000 that we could ship to you on September 8th. So we were taking advanced orders. We're now down to that final, actually fewer than 1,100 remaining of that 12,000 we thought would last the entire month of August. We're midway through the month of August. And if you're, what I say to you is you're not alone. 30 million women suffer from hereditary hair loss. And so this has been even more popular than we expected because it's a situation for so many. We have it for you with an advanced order price. We've got it on 5 easy monthly payments. We've extended the return policy to 6 months because, as you just heard Donna say, it takes time for it to work. You're not going to see the results in the first month or even the second month. She said it was 3 months, and I finally realized it is working. So 86137 is the item number. There are just a little over 1,000 left of the 12,000 that we had for the month to ship to you on September 8th that we have remaining. So kind of going back to the beginning with what is the Hairmax LaserComb.
Yeah, you know what? This is the Hairmax LaserComb, and this is my favorite model. You know, we talked about this being just launched here August 1st.
Yeah.
I love the new look of it. It's very, very sleek. It's very, and feel it in your hand.
Yeah.
I mean, it just fits right in your hand. It's nice, it's ergonomic, it fits right there.
Comfortable.
This device is clinically tested and FDA cleared as the first medical device to help regrow hair and treat hereditary hair loss. Now, hereditary hair loss is also known as androgenetic alopecia. That's what the doctors call it. Andro means a change in your hormonal balance. Genetic means your hereditary predisposition to those changes, okay? So with a woman, those changes in her hormone balance can occur during menopause. You get to that stage in your life, and those changes in your life can cause your hair to start falling out. Now, if you're not sure if your hair loss is hereditary hair loss, check with your doctor just to be sure, okay? But if your hair loss looks like this is typical hereditary hair loss. Some doctors call it female pattern hair loss or female pattern thinning. But what women start to see is they start to see their part getting wider, like you see in that middle row. Or you start to see the hair thin to the point where you can see through the hair down to the scalp. You see in the bottom right-hand corner, we saw it in that one before and after pictures, right along the facial region there, right around the temporal region, you know, where you get that receding hairline, kind of like a guy does almost. Ladies, if your hair loss falls into this category, Hairmax should work for you. Guys, the same way. Guys, if you've got the receding hairline or if you've got that spot in the back that's getting thinner and thinner, it should work for you. Guys, if you're along that bottom row, we didn't test it in that bottom row and it might not work for you, okay? If you're, the rule of thumb I like to use, if it's shiny and it's been that way for years, I'm sorry.
Probably
not.
Not
probably not
for
going to
you.
work for you.
Okay.
You know, we like to, and I'm going to bring up Dan Hughes, because Dan
yeah.
Hughes, we've had him on air and he says, Randy, how about me? And I said, Dan, sorry, so if you kind of look like Dan, you're the bottom row guy. Dan's in that bottom left-hand corner.
Okay.
Now, with any FDA-cleared medical device that involves light, we have to test it on different skin types. So with Hairmax, we tested on very white skin types through brown skin types. It was hard on the really dark skin types for the doctors to count the darkest hairs against the darkest skin types.
Okay.
So, you know, we didn't test it in that area doesn't mean it doesn't work. So we've had lots of great testimonials of all skin types calling in saying it works for them.
So just as a quick reminder, we are taking advanced orders. Now, the advanced order amount that we have that will ship to you on September 8th, we have fewer than 800 left. We started with $12,000 for the month. So I share with you again, not only do we have the advanced order, it's going to ship to you on September 8th, there's an advanced order price, and that is a savings from what you would expect to pay in the marketplace. And remember, this is the latest technology. This is the Ultima 9 version of your Hairmax laser comb. So if you'd like it, it is on 5 easy monthly payments, and we have extended your return policy to 180 days. That's 6 months to get it at home, use it, and see if this isn't the solution if you are one of those people suffering from that hereditary hair loss. So once I get it at home, how do I use it?
Okay, the first thing you do is take off the shrink wrap.
Yes.
Okay. And I
Do
say
that for
I
sure.
say that because what happens is that some people will put it on the charger in the shrink wrap, and it has these little charging contacts here, and they can't go through the shrink wrap, right? Okay. So you do have to take the shrink wrap off so that these charging contacts can mate right in there with the charging contacts on the cradle. Now to charge it, you can charge it right on the cradle.
Okay.
So you can either plug it in right in the back there. You can see there's a little plug hole where it plugs in, and that little green light right there will come on when you plug it in. Okay. 3 hours.
Okay.
It's important to charge that battery up full the first time. If you don't want to use the cradle, you can plug it directly into the bottom of the device and charge it there as well.
Okay, and you will get the plug and the cord when you get your device at home.
Yep. Now, after it's fully charged, while it's charging, this light will flash while it's charging. When it's done flashing, that means it's done charging.
Okay.
To turn it on, couldn't be more easy, right?
Yes.
The lower button turns the device on, and you can see the display comes up at 0. The upper button turns on the therapeutic light energy. And you can right there see that therapeutic light energy. Now what has started happening as soon as I turned it on, see that little circle? Those little dots right there?
Yes.
Those are the seconds that it's been turned on.
Okay.
So this helps you time the 11 minutes that you use it for.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now when they get along in one full circle, that 0 is going to turn to a 1 minute.
Okay.
And then 2 minutes and 3 minutes and
That's
4 minutes.
great.
3 or 11 minutes. And what you want to do for 11 minutes is you want to treat your scalp to regrow your hair.
Okay.
Now to do that, I put it up to my scalp and it's going to beep every 4 seconds. When it beeps, you move it a ½ inch.
So the teeth are in contact with your scalp?
The teeth are in contact.
Okay.
And that is important. This is great because look right there.
Yeah.
You see how those teeth are getting the hair out of the way?
Yes.
That is so important because that light energy has to get to your scalp.
Okay.
So you want to make sure those teeth there. You know, if I just shined it here, I mean, it's not going to do
doing nothing.
anything.
Yeah.
Your hair is going to block a majority of that light,
see.
and then you're not going to grow hair like that way. So you want those teeth to get in there. You want them to part that hair, get that light energy down to the scalp to start growing that hair back.
Wow.
You do this for 11 minutes, 3 times a week. Now the device will shut off after 15 minutes because if you have longer hair, like a lot of women do, it might take you a little bit longer than 11 minutes.
Okay.
But during that 11 minutes time, you should be able to go across your scalp multiple passes.
Okay.
You know, personally, I can probably get across my scalp about 6 times.
Okay.
So
In
you
an
go,
11-minute
I like to
period.
go front to back, you know, like this, and here,
And then the
and then
center.
here, and then
Okay,
here.
that's great.
And then I go side to side because I want to cover the scalp
The
in almost like a
entire
crisscross
scalp.
pattern.
Yes, yes.
Now, if it's getting, you know, if you've got longer hair, what a lot of women do, they do it on damp hair, which is perfectly fine to do it on damp hair.
Okay.
And they might do it after they get out of the shower, maybe with a detangler. You know, they'll put a detangler in
sure.
and they get out and do it.
Yeah,
Now, if
to
you're
just kinda
using
work it through.
any type of gel or hairstyle or hair gel.
Product.
Yeah, product. Use the Hairmax before you put the product in.
Okay.
And if you don't rather, it's not a big problem. But what happens sometimes is that product can build up on the window.
Okay.
And then it just blocks the window. It kind of doesn't allow enough light to go
So
through.
the light can't get through.
Right. But if that happens, look how easy this is to clean. This is one of the great new features of the Ultima 9.
Okay.
Turn it sideways so you can see that here on camera.
Okay.
And the teeth just snap out. All you do is just slide them up. Hear that little click?
Oh, so I can clean it if I need to.
And they come right out.
That's
And that
great.
can be cleaned with warm soap and water. If that laser window has any buildup of product, you just wipe it down with a warm, damp cloth.
Easy.
Then to put the teeth back in, you line them up higher than they should be, and they snap right back in place.
How great is that?
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
That's nice, too, so that people can share it.
Oh, I see. That's a good. You know,
Yeah.
it's so true because we have, you know, we've sort of been, today is our ultimate beauty guide, and we're kind of focusing on the ladies, but the gentlemen as well. And you know, maybe this is something you get for your husband or the man in your life. Let me tell you where we are, because we started August 1st with over 12,000 that we had available to ship to you on an advanced order that would go out on September 8th. There are 400 left that will be able to order and get that advanced order that's going to ship on September 8th. There are